All right, welcome back to another episode of Incredibly Overgrown. I got out here way too late. It's mostly broadleaf weeds. The cows are probably still gonna eat it, and it's gonna take me half a day to set up all of this temporary perimeter fence, and I'm gonna get like 3 days of grazing out of it. Using this larger poly rope instead of poly wire this time. I'm on these mini reels. This one's from Ken Cove, this one's from Gallagher. I like them both. One of the biggest reasons why I like them is I can hook them here, and because the handle's on the outside and they're nice and small, they'll spin and pay out as I walk with it. So I wasn't quite sure where to set my end post because I wasn't, didn't know my distance. So this way I can walk with it. It's hard to do one-handed. I can walk with it until I run out of reel, and then that's where my end post went. So the only bad thing is if this reel is not going to hold as much as the bottom reel. Hey, wouldn't you know, I made it. I suppose that was a good test, that the Ken Cove mini reel holds more than the Gallagher mini reel. So the red holds more than the orange. I'm doing this for my ends now. Y'all have seen me in the past. I've normally just taken these and then hooked up, the yellow hooks. It does work. This just makes me sleep a little bit better at night. And truthfully, with this poly rope, it takes a lot more tension to try and keep these taut and not droop. And I found that I was constantly, having to tension the poly rope, and it got to the point that it just would start bending these over, even if I had another two going that way. This is essentially, it's not an end post, it's essentially a middle. I'm out of reel, and I still have more to go. So just these little clamps, worm clamps, I think, work great. It's just a tad bit more setup, and obviously more I need to bring with me. It's no longer just step in post. As far as for the rest of this, I should just do what I know I should just do and do the same thing. Double strand reels, but I feel like this would be a good opportunity to try out that Gallagher smart fence system again too. So maybe I'll give that a go. I spent, $340 dang on the thing. I might as well try it and see if it worked for something like this. So in the last video, you guys saw me treating for pink eye. I used that Arrow Vin, which is basically like Merck Animals, the Merck company, their version of Draxin. And I've used Draxin in the past. I love it. It clears up. I've never had Draxin not work within 24 hours. Noticeable results in 24 hours. So the AeroVin says anywhere from 24 to 48 hours you should start noticing results. And within 3 to 5 days, the pink eye should be totally taken care of. And you can retreat in 3 to 5 days if you need to. It's designed to be a single dose, a one-time use medicine, but it does say you can retreat in 3 to 5 days. I came out yesterday morning, which was 48 hours, and it was cloudy, so it was hard to tell if those two girls were still squinting, but their eyes were not wide open. They were not clear, and it's hard to tell on the black-hided animals, but that red heifer, you could see she was still streaming some tears. We're gonna take a look here when we go to move them and see if symptoms are all gone. Well, we'll give it a try. Had to Velcro strap to this T-post, and I'll show you the other end. These stay poles are actually working better than they ever have. I will admit that. I don't know if you can see the orange is almost like a tent stake that you can pull tension on corners. The problem is it's every other post, and really I needed one up here. See, it's kind of leaning over. And I don't like the lack of post spacing anyway. I could see deer coming through here and crashing right through this. So I'm gonna grab some white step-in posts and kind of beef up these spaces. So I just did a little bungee cord around the T-post here. I mean, it'll hold. It's kind of a mess of wires and stuff. But all right, so reinforce this with step-in posts, work on my electricity, get the charger hooked up, and then start working on water, get the cows in here. And no, before anybody asks, I did not get a new Ranger. This is the landowners, the landladies. She was gracious enough to let me use it when I was out here because I'm not getting a pickup truck back here. It's just too dang wet. All right, that actually looks a lot better. It kind of defeats the purpose of having an all-in-one system. The whole idea with that is you just bring out one thing and it's got all of your posts and your reels built in. You don't have to deal with individual step-in posts, but now I need to decide where to put my grounding in my charger. I like to, in this situation, I like to try and pick like the middle ground. So it doesn't matter if an animal touches it at that end or touches it at the front end. Right in the middle is where the grounding is and the power is, to give it the best possible shock. Man, it's getting humid. All right, got my charger out. 3 grounding rods. I'm sure my power will be good here. Wait, yep, 8. 8, perfect. All right, water and get the cows over here. They're all hiding up there in the corner. I think they'll follow me. They really haven't been complaining too much since I got out here, which, you know, it's hot. They want to hide in the shade. But if they were really starving, they'd be yelling at me as soon as I got out here, so. Oh, well, look at that. Here they come. Didn't even have to call them. Maybe they are hungrier than I thought. Let's see if they'll follow me. You doing all right up there, big mama? You want to move, kids? Come on, girls. Hey, girls. Flies aren't too bad on their body. I mean, they're probably hiding under the belly and on the legs just because it is hot. But before I treated them, you'd see them all over their back, the horn flies all over the back. So it doesn't look, there's definitely have some face flies going. I need to recharge the oiler on the mineral feeder. But yeah, with all the rain we've had, they're actually not too bad. Come on, kids. I really want to get a look at everyone before I turn them in here. See how they're, you know, how the pink eye's doing, and then if anyone else is showing symptoms, because once they get into that tall stuff, I won't be able to really get a good view on them, at least not for a day or two until they knock it all down. That was a good jump. How we doing? That red heifer's running. How you doing, kid? Oh, you look all right. You're tearing a little bit. She's tearing a little bit, but her eye's wide open. She's doing good too. She is. Hi, mama. She's still tearing a little bit, but her eye is wide open. She definitely has cloudiness though, so she might be permanent, unfortunately. She's got some cloudiness in that eye, but we'll talk about her in a second. Okay, let's shift gears here for one moment in case you are lost. The video you are watching was 3 days post-treatment of pink eye for those 2 girls. However, the footage you are watching right now, I am drawing up a second dose because this was 5 days post-treatment and I still was seeing signs and symptoms. And in fact, you'll see here on that red heifer, when she turns her head, she has a lot of tears still streaming down her face. So 5 days after the initial treatment, I still was not seeing the results I wanted. I decided to retreat. However, the retreating was unsuccessful, as you'll see. The black cow, the dart never made it to her. There was a snafu with the gun, and then she took off. She would not allow me to get close. So here I am. I'm loading up the dart with the dose for the red heifer, and we have a problem. She turns her head at the absolute wrong time, and the dart actually ends up hitting her right in the ear and expending all of the medication, expelling all of the medication not in her. So neither of those animals were successfully treated a second time. This heifer was fine. I am happy to report that the pink eye has totally cleared up in both of those girls. They seem to have kicked it on their own. It just took a little bit longer than I wanted. Come on, kids. Come on, big mama. Good girl. Oh, you're looking shiny. Golly, you look good. So I just mentioned number one seems to have that cloudy eye still. I don't know, I might reach out to the vet and see if he thinks it's worth retreating. Something like that could be permanent though. That is the problem with pink eye if you let it go. Obviously I treated it, but it could have been such a severe case that she's gonna have that permanent cloudiness. I hope it doesn't affect her vision. That being said, number one is slated to leave the ranch come October. You know what I'm saying? She unfortunately has fallen out of the breeding program, and she's got some big strikes against her, unfortunately. So this decision was fairly easy. But that being said, she's been the one on the chopping block for the last couple years. So up until this year, she gave me one more definitive reason to get rid of her. But it's been a lot of small reasons up until this point. So I'll talk about her. Where I was going with that though, I obviously don't want her to suffer. I need her to have good vision because we're gonna keep moving them. I mean, it'd be different if I turned these girls out. She could just follow the herd and do whatever, but we're constantly loading them in trailers, and I'm moving them from strip to strip, and they're going from pasture to pasture. And I just wanna make sure that she can see. I don't want her to be in any discomfort, obviously. I'm really curious to see what all they eat in here. They're all grazing really, really high. Their heads are up. There is, like I said, there is a lot of broadleaf in here that I know that they love to eat. A lot of good breeze. The cows should hopefully be comfortable. We do have a lot of heat coming today. The next couple days, we got more storms coming. It's crazy. It's Iowa summers, man. It's high heat, high humidity, really, really green and wet and buggy. That's it, guys. Questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, you know the drill, leave them down below. If you like this video, if you got anything out of this video, and you don't subscribe, consider subscribing. I would appreciate it. I don't put out videos that often, so your feed is not going to be blasted with stuff weekly or every couple of weeks. Instagram at WR_ranch, and website WRockingR.com. I will have a few heifers for sale here coming up that will be going to the breeder, so they will hopefully be successfully bred. And chickens are showing up, so if anyone's local to the kind of Des Moines, Iowa area and they're looking for pasture-raised chicken, reach out to me. And yeah, talk to you guys later. Getting some good stuff. What's up, mama? I'm very happy to see no pink eye on the calves. Those are always a pain to try and treat. What's up, dude? And this stuff is taller than you guys. You're not gonna know where each other's at for a while. Yeah, really happy to see little Red back there just charging right in and eating. She's obviously feeling good. And as far as I could tell, no one else was giving me any other signs of pink eye, so fingers crossed. We're in the clear. Need to find some wood to knock on. What's up, Doodle? How you doing, mama? All right, buddy, go eat. Go eat. Yeah.